Hello, you beautiful individuals. As I said, I did want to take a break from Mr. Definitely Not a Doctor Kent Hovind, so I figured I would look at his, well, quite frankly, more successful Australian counterpart, Ken Ham. In this, what I assume is going to be a ridiculous video, the Bible reveals what really killed the dinosaurs. And let me guess, it's the flood. I don't know what else it would be, honestly. I mean, that's kind of their shtick for everything, isn't it? So, yeah, let's just jump on in and see how stupid this is going to be.
What really happened to the dinosaurs?
Many people are perplexed by the topic of dinosaurs. Where did they come from? When did they live? What happened to them? You see, when you dig up a dinosaur...
So where did they come from? Well, they evolved over billions of years from a single cell organism like all of life, quite frankly. What happened to them? I mean, that's a different question. We obviously have a lot of theories, but to be fair, the most prevalent being the whole meteor whatever thing, I imagine. At least that's as far as I understand. As I've said, I'm not that smart, so I don't know for sure, but I can guarantee it's not a magic Sky Daddy flood.
Dinosaur skeleton. It doesn't come with a label attached saying, "Hi, I'm 65 million years old." And
No, it doesn't come with a label attached because that would be ignorant. But there are ways to date it that you just don't believe in because you're a moron. I mean, just go watch his debate with Bill Nye. He'll show how big of an idiot he is. I already don't like this video. I already regret doing this. Oh, Lord.
this is what happened to me. We have to interpret that skeleton in relation to the past. So where did dinosaurs come from? What happened to them? When did they live? I want to show you that when you take God at his word in the book of Genesis, that we can explain dinosaurs, and observational science actually confirms that explanation based upon the Bible.
Okay, for one, no. Just no, it doesn't. But two, this doesn't even make sense because, sorry, so Ken Ham's, one of his biggest things are observational and historical science. Observational science is apparently science that happens today that we can see, test, and touch and feel. Even though it's kind of weird because you can't technically see atoms or gravity and stuff like that, but that's fine. But whatever, ignoring all that. Historical science is basically anything that happened, in the past, too far in the past. What's too far? I don't know. Whatever arbitrary number he comes up with. But what I'm confused is, so why can observational science supposedly help prove, in quotes, what the Bible says, but not all the evidence and scientific theories and stuff we have for what actually happened? That's very contradicting. But let's keep on.
See, the Bible tells us that God made the land animals on day 6 of creation.
Yeah, it does. And it also says a lot of things that are ridiculous, but that doesn't mean you should believe them. I mean, I'm not going to go through a bunch of examples, but, I'm just saying. The Bible also said that, it should kill all the Egyptians or whatever. Not Egyptians, you know what I'm saying. The whole slaughtering people except for the firstborn son or some crazy nonsense. It says a bunch of nonsense. I mean, people committed genocide over this stupid book. Why would you listen to it?
And who else was created on day 6? Well, Adam and Eve. And how long ago was that? Well, when you add up all the dates in the Bible, about 6,000 years. So, taking God at his word in Genesis, dinosaurs lived beside people about 6,000 years ago.
Oh my God. Why? Why? What do you mean? No, they didn't. Do you understand? But anyway, do you understand just how ridiculous that sounds? Dinosaurs and man lived together. For one, no. They just didn't. But imagine if they did. Humans wouldn't stand a frickin' chance. Have you ever seen Jurassic Park? That's not even very scientifically accurate, but as far as humans getting slaughtered, that's pretty much how it would go. Especially humans back then, they would have basically nothing to defend themselves. Well, I guess it's only 6,000 years ago, so they'd have a little bit, but not much. Oh my Lord, this dude. I don't. Sometimes I don't know who's more ridiculous, this man or Ken Hovind. It's a real tough battle.
And they were vegetarian to start with. Genesis chapter 1, verse 29.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, so he also claims that all animals and humans were vegetarian until, I think, until Adam sinned or some bullshit. I don't know. But no, just no, they were not. Like, they just weren't. And we know they weren't. Like, we have empirical evidence that they weren't. But you just ignore it to help fit your ignorant narrative.
Tells us that all the animals were vegetarian. But then Adam sinned, and because of sin, everything changed. The whole of creation now groans because of sin. In fact, after the event of Noah's flood, God told Noah that now humans could eat meat, could eat animal flesh. But before that time, they were instructed only to be vegetarian. So sometime after...
But no, you just said, and I've heard you say it many times, that it happened after Adam sinned. But the flood would have happened like 2,000 years or so after Adam and Eve were made. That doesn't even make sense. But now you're saying it wasn't until after the flood that they started eating meat? What? What?
Sin, obviously animals started changing their diets as well. And the Bible tells us that there was a global flood, and 2 of every kind of land-dwelling, air-breathing animal went on board the boat that Noah built, Noah's Ark. Now, people often say, wait a minute, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dinosaur kinds. No, there might be hundreds of dinosaur names, and many of those names are given to different variations within a dinosaur kind. But when you actually work through it, there's probably less than 50 dinosaur kinds. The T-Rex type kind, the raptor type kind, the sauropod type kind, and so it goes on.
Do you not hear how ridiculous that sounds? There's however many dinosaur kinds, but there's not, because dinosaur is the kind, except for the T-Rex type kind. And what? Like, do you listen to yourself when you talk? I mean, I'm an idiot, but man, you make me almost feel smart for a second.
And the other thing to remember is that the average size of a dinosaur is only the size of a sheep or a German Shepherd dog or a small pony or something like that.
Well, I mean, those are 3 kind of differently sized animals, but okay.
You see, some of the dinosaurs did grow large, like the sauropods, but even they hatched from eggs and were once young adults, and so would not have been that large. Actually, there was plenty of room on board Noah's Ark for 2 of every kind of the dinosaur kind. And I'm sure that...
For 2 of every kind of the dinosaur kind. Just say species. Like, they claim species as a slippery term, but you literally just said the statement, 2 of every kind of the dinosaur kind. What? I mean...
God chose those young adults that were ready for the new world to populate in the new world. What happened to those land animals that didn't go on board the Ark? They were drowned. Many of them turned into fossils. The dinosaur fossils we find, most of them probably come from the time of the flood, over 4,300 years ago.
No, they don't. They come from millions upon millions upon millions of years ago, not 4,000 years ago, because that would be ridiculous. There are trees older than that, Mr. Ham. There are civilizations older than that. Significantly so. I mean, there's civilizations twice as old as you claim the Earth is.
And therefore, they're only thousands of years old, not millions of years old. Those that came off the Ark started to spread out over the Earth. And then, because of changing conditions, many animals have become extinct, including the dinosaurs. Really, for animals to become extinct is nothing new. We see it happening every year. Now, is there any evidence that's consistent with that explanation of dinosaurs?
No, there's not. But I'm sure he'll try to claim there is.
Actually, there is lots of evidence consistent with that. We have dragon legends all over the earth.
Dragon legends. Dragon legends. That's your quote unquote evidence. I really, really hope you have something better than that. Dragon legends.
The earth, just as we have flood legends. Flood legends attest to the fact there was a real flood. Dragon legends attest to the fact there were real animals called dragons, and the descriptions of those creatures in many instances fit the dinosaurs.
That isn't evidence. Legends are not evidence. What are you talking about? You complain that historical science is not proper or isn't real evidence or whatever, but you're taking legends, a better word, myths, and claiming those are evidence? Do do you ever, as I was told by the great Ian Chen, does your asshole ever get jealous of your mouth for all the shit that spews out of it?
And then there are cave paintings all over the earth done by people hundreds of years ago who drew animals.
Hundreds of years ago. Hold on. Let's back that up to make sure I didn't mishear that.
Done by people hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, hundreds. Okay. Cave paintings done. Hundreds. Oh my! How stupid! Hundreds? I'm really hoping that that was just misspeaking. But let's be honest here. For one, no, they were done thousands, tens of thousands of years ago. But to claim, even if you just tried to say they were done a few thousand years ago, that would have been somewhat better. Hundreds of years ago is ridiculous. Hundreds of years ago, hell, around little over 200 years ago, America was, fighting the Brits for freedom. Go back a couple hundred more years, they were just coming over here. Like, what do you mean hundreds of years ago? Are you an idiot? I mean, I know you are, but like, wow.
Who drew animals that they were familiar with. And some of those paintings look just like the dinosaurs. And there's even indication in the Bible.
And you look just like a human being. But I suspect that you're not. Like, I refuse to believe that a human can actually be this ignorant.
Of a dinosaur that lived beside a man after the flood. Go and read the book of Job, Job chapter 40, verse 15. Behemoth, the largest land animal God made. The description fits something like a sauropod dinosaur living with Job after the flood.
No, it doesn't. I've read that, and it honestly sounds way more similar to, I would say, an elephant, in my opinion. But, I am an idiot, so I definitely could be wrong. But I know it definitely is not a dinosaur.
We've also found in our present world dinosaur bones with what appear to be red blood cells and soft tissue still in them, indicating they can't be millions of years old.
No, you're just misrepresenting what they found. They found extremely minute trace amounts. And they have been preserved in a particular way to where that was possible. That is not the same as...
When people ask me what happened to the dinosaurs, my usual answer is, well,
a lie.
They died. But of course, they didn't die out millions of years ago. Many died at the time of the flood. And those that were alive on Noah's Ark, their descendants died out sometime after the flood. It's the Bible's history that explains dinosaurs.
Well, that was stupid. I mean, that was dumber than I even expected. I think I need to go drink myself into a coma. That's the only way I can recover from the stupidity that just forcefully entered my brain. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.